Hey everybody, yeah, it's Sunday afternoon. I'm going to do a beer I hadn't expected to do. I had it a long time ago, but it's a company that, brewery that moved out of the state almost 2 years ago. And a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was in a neighboring town and I saw one on the shelf and I said, what the heck, I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to be doing the Left Hand Imperial Stout. I couldn't find anything on the website about it, and I went to a Beer Advocate, and they said it's no longer brewed. It's now called the Wake Up Dead Stout. So, basically all it says on the bottle is a black ale to brighten your day. From the website about the Wake Up Dead, I guess, which is essentially the same beer, it says Wake Up Dead lurks in our cellars for over 4 months before being unleashed. Hints of raisins, black licorice, coffee, and dark chocolate are followed by earthy, herbal hop notes. And any apprehensions about the rest of your day are quickly forgotten, for whatever the mind expects it finds. Sometimes you're not in the mood for what everyone else is having. Comes in at 10.4% ABV, so it's essentially the same beer. So this is, I don't see a date on this bottle anywhere that I can recognize, but this has got to be almost 2 years old, if not 2 years old. But being a Imperial Stout, Russian Imperial Stout, at 10.4%, hopefully it's aged pretty well. So let me get it in the glass, see what we have. Taking a break. I got a pork butt on the Weber today. Cooking slow and slow with some charcoal, and taking a break from the football games, but I'm going to use my Carmelite triple chalice here just to see what we've got. I like that for big beers like this. Huge head, 3-finger head, nice light brown color. Lots of really foamy, lots of small bubbles to really tight bubbles. They're really dense and lightly packed. Just right on the top, I don't know if you can see it, there's a few foamy big bubbles right in the middle, but mostly this is just a dense, thick head. We got a dark brown, almost ruby. I can't really, little ruby around the edges, but I can't really see any light through it. It's not black, but it's a good dark brown. It's almost black. Good looking Imperial Stout. So let's see how this is aged after almost 2 years. Let me get a nose on it. Okay, I'm getting those dark fruits right away. Some dates and figs, some raisins. Definitely getting that almost a milk chocolate, not a dark chocolate, but a milk chocolate. Getting some caramel, little brown sugar, a little bit of a boozy sweetness to it. You can get just a little bit of the booze, but 10.4% is not bad at all. Not a drawback at all on this. Maybe a little black licorice, but it's mostly your dark fruits, figs, raisins. Maybe just a hint of a black coffee, but it's not it doesn't smell, at least smell like a bitter coffee. So let me see if I can get through this head and get a taste on this. Okay, the taste starts off just like the aroma, with that nice dark fruit flavor. Real sweet, slight caramel. It's really really sweet early on. Then you get in the middle, you get a little bit of that dark, slightly bitter roasted coffee flavor. Again, some more dark fruit, some maltiness, a little mild bitterness towards the end. Alright, sorry about that. I had to shut down quick. The ranger was coming. You're not supposed to have alcohol in the park here, so had to let him pass by. This is my favorite park, and fortunately today everything the pagoda I like was being used. They even had tents set up on the grounds, huge tents. the big shelter house was being used. I came to another area, the picnic area, and 2 of the 3 shelter houses were being used. They were being pretty noisy, so I just came off to a far corner here by the parking lot. So people come by occasionally, so I may have to stop and let it go. But anyway, come back to this. Yeah, there's some sweetness up front. Get a little coffee bitterness in the middle. There's a slight hint of just a smidge of a hop undertone on the finish. I'm sure there's not a lot of hops left after all this time. It's more of a floral, grassy type hop, but there is a little bitterness. There's maybe a hint of a sweet espresso on the back end. Again, there's just a hint of that alcohol, but like on the aroma, it's not much, and it's not a distraction at all. The only thing so far, it's for a stout, an Imperial Stout, it's a little thin, not watery, but a little thin for the way I like my stouts to be a little thick and chewy, and this is a little thin for that, but let me let this warm up a bit. I'll come back after a while with the final thoughts and grade. Okay, I'm back. It's been half an hour or so. I've been just sipping on this, sort of enjoying it. It's not as good as I expected, not as good as I remember it fresh. It's leaving some beautiful lacing down the glass though, and just a little bit of alcohol legs on it, but not much. But mostly it's just lacing from the head. The head is still hanging in there pretty good. Regenerates fairly easy too. Not to where it was before, but you get a good finger, half a finger, pinky anyway, of a nice, again, just tight bubbles, really foamy looking head, beautiful looking head on this. The appearance is probably the best part of this beer. I notice as it's warmed up, the chocolate has come out quite a bit more. This is one that's meant to be drank a little warmer than others, I'm sure, or than right out of the fridge. I think most stouts should be drank a little warm or close to room temperature, and this isn't close to room temperature. I don't think it's quite 60 degrees here today. It's a nice cool day, perfect day for an Imperial Stout. This is a time of year when you want to start pulling out those old ales and those barley wines and those stouts and those porters, and really enjoying them. So overall, this is an okay brew. It's not anything real special. I'm sort of disappointed in left hand. Like I said, it's not as good as I remembered it, but the last one I had was before I started doing reviews. And of course it was fresher. That was while they were still in the States. So like I said, it's almost a couple years old, so I got to give it some slack for that. So it almost seems like one of those that the brewer is trying too hard to make something special and just doesn't quite get there. The big drawback to me is the mouthfeel on it. It's very, very thin for a stout. I like them thick and chewy, and this is really thin mouthfeel, not watery but thin, and that's a big drawback for me. But that being said, I'm still going to give it a good solid 8 out of 10. It's aged fairly well, decent beer, not a stellar beer, at least in this incarnation. So 8 out of 10 for the Left Hand Brewing Imperial Stout. No longer available now. Apparently available as the Wake Up Dead Stout. Worth a try. Definitely worth a try if it's fresh. I think there's a little more hoppiness there because this has turned into a real sweet beer. That, like I said, that dark chocolate has really come out as it's warmed up. And it's a really sweet beer. There's not a lot to offset that sweetness. It kind of lingers on the back of the tongue a bit, but still not a bad beer, just not a stellar beer. So till next time everybody, cheers. Let's keep drinking good beer.